This is Sean Phillips, and this is my final project for front-end web development. And for this project, I decided to do a health and fitness blog style of website. So the homepage is simply a blog, and I have an example here of a post on 11/25/2018. It is just various posts on health and fitness, food and workouts, and just health in general. And as you can see, I have a nav menu here, and I used a Bootstrap to style it, and I added some of my own custom styles and photos. But here's the menu. We have the home page, the application, and the contact. And I even decided to add a social media, and that link does work. It does go to a social media page I created just for this project. And when you scroll down, here's a link to go back to the top of the page and anchor, and then another link to Facebook for the page related to this. And down here is a bit of JavaScript I added into the web page in the footer to display the date and the time, and you can see it says Central Standard Time. And there's also, as I'll show in the code, a bit of JavaScript to automatically refresh every so often. I don't remember what it is, like every 10 minutes or so, so the time stays or continuously updates. So I'll show a little bit of the other parts. So I have an app portion, and I use some JavaScript to populate the numbers. So this app calculates the BMI, and for the first part, I'll put in my numbers for this, but my weight here, 190. And I'm 75 inches tall. JavaScript to populate the values, but once you submit the values, I actually use PHP to process it with I believe, and I'll show in a second, I believe it's a post. But you can see here it says your BMI is 23.75, you are healthy, and keep up the good work. And also on this page, which by the way, when you click submit, it takes you to another page, which is the BMI page. I have some listed diets to lose weight, and also on the other side in this column, foods you can eat to gain weight if you're not underweight. And this was a pretty cool thing I used with some jQuery. For instance, this button next to Paleo Diet, if you want to find out more, you just click on it, and the paragraph up here, or the div, I can't remember which one it is, but anyways, the ID that is connected to that populates where your BMI was with information on the Paleo Diet. And same, if you click on the Keto Diet, the jQuery populates it with the appropriate text. So that was pretty neat to use. And also, again, the footer is some more JavaScript just to show the time, and it's on each of the pages. Now I could have added more information for all these, but for the sake of time and your grading, I'll just keep it to the paleo and the keto diet for using jQuery on those. The contact, nothing special here. I could have probably styled it a little bit better, used a better picture. But, just my name and my email. And again, the footer. So that's it. I'll go into some of the code now. Let me pull up the Visual Studio Code. Everything should be current on that. So yeah, here's the home page. Nothing spectacular. I just try to use the proper HTML tags to structure my website, so everything has meaning, or proper meaning. And I used a Bootstrap column system to format everything, so the nav was put into a small 2-size column, and then when you go to the center column, it's a bigger small 8 column. And then the various I use the same structure, except I don't do the nav on when I do the blog post, which I could have done the blog post a lot more dynamically, and I would have done more back end development, like with PHP. I definitely would have probably created a page where you could log in, and the code would dynamically create the blog posts, creating all these tags, the necessary code to create the post. And obviously, if somebody else was working with creating or using this blog, that's the way you would want to go about doing it, because I wouldn't want them having to go in and make mistakes in code. But here's that little bit of JavaScript showing the date that I was talking about earlier in the footer. I didn't use a whole lot of JavaScript here, just a little bit. I wanted to make sure I used a little bit of JavaScript in jQuery. Go to the BMI portion, and use the Bootstrap scripts. Oh yeah, and then here's the create wait options. It does it on load, so when it starts up. Oh yeah, the refresh script, I put it in there just for the sake of updating periodically for the date and the time at the bottom. There's probably a better way to do that, but that was just me attempting to use some JavaScript. I've used it a little bit in the past, but this is the first time I really used it with any, specifically just for a course, like in this class. And then that's the PHP, which has nothing to do with necessarily with the front-end web development, but that's what I use to process the app to calculate the BMI. Oh yeah, and then here's where, like I was talking about those buttons, you can get more information. I use jQuery to populate that tag. Where was that tag? Here. Yeah, I used a div ID info. So when you click on that button, you would click on the that's the JavaScript code. The button is down here, and so when you click on it, here it is, and you click the paleo. This goes in to that div up here. Some pretty cool stuff. Like I said, this is my first time using JavaScript, or delving into jQuery like this, and I obviously could have used it a bit more in this project, and but I do plan on using it a lot in the future for future projects, and hopefully with future employment, because it's a major language that's in demand for most jobs. The app page, nothing special here. I'll let you look through it. I won't keep rambling on about all the code here, but yeah, this is my final project, and I decided to keep it very basic. I didn't want to. I'm actually going to add a lot of back-end pieces to it later for another class, but for this class, I wanted to keep it simple, just front-end with JavaScript, a very minimal amount of PHP. I could have used JavaScript to calculate the BMI, but I decided not to. But yeah, here it is, and I've enjoyed the class, and best wishes to you.